friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Lizzie and I'm a Disney Plush collector from the UK, and my fiance and I bought our first house in March, and I have been showing you each room to show you where my Disney things have gone and how we've decorated, etc. And today is the final one. I'm really excited for this as I'm getting to show you my office slash dressing room slash YouTube studio. This is my space, and I'm really excited to share it with you. So this is definitely going to be the longest of all of them. The footage I had, the raw footage, was about an hour and a half originally. I've managed to cut it down to 17 minutes and we are going to go through the voiceover bit now, but it will probably take longer than 17 minutes to film that voiceover bit. So goodness knows how long it will take to edit, and goodness knows how long it's going to be when it finally goes up. I think it's going to be around half an hour, maybe. So I will put timestamps to the before, the during and the after, just in case you want to skip ahead to certain things. I will not be offended. I can't even see what you do, I don't think. And even if I could, I wouldn't check. I'm just not bothered. So as always, I'm going to show you the before, which is reused footage from the empty house tour. If you would like to go through that, I will leave a card up above. But now that I have done each room, this is the last video I needed to do. You have seen the empty house tour in its entirety if you've watched all of those videos. So I've actually left the sound on this one because I thought it was pretty cute. This is going to be my room. So when I say my room, I obviously mean my filming room, because when we were looking at houses, we had a discussion about how many bedrooms we wanted, and we agreed on 3. Joe felt really strongly that I should still continue to do YouTube, even though I used to film in my bedroom. So he said, yes, have a bedroom for your collection that you can film in, because obviously I wouldn't be able to film in our bedroom if he was still asleep in there. So when we looked at this house, when we came to have the viewing just before Christmas, we were driving home discussing putting the offer in and things, and I was like, if we got it, which room would be my room? And he was like, you can have the one with the walk-in wardrobe, because you obviously could keep all your clothes in there and things, and there's a lot of space on the wall to put what you want to put there. And I was really excited because I have essentially got the second biggest room. I showed you Joe's room a couple of weeks ago. If you missed that, I will leave a card up above, but as it happens, there's a lot of my stuff in Joe's room as well. But at least it's not the dumping ground it was originally, because it used to just have loads of boxes in there ready to be unpacked. So it's always been the plan that I got my own room to still film in. I also edit in here, I work from home in here. We both get dressed in here of a morning because Joe gets ready for work while I'm still asleep. So he gets dressed in here so that he doesn't disturb me. So I was really excited to decorate this space, but when we came to see it after we got the keys, I was a little disappointed that there were all these stains on the carpet in my room that I didn't see when we saw the house because they were covered up by furniture. So I showed my mum. I asked her if she could try and get the stains out with her carpet cleaner, but she thinks that some are bleach and some are makeup and they're just not budging. So my mum and dad very kindly offered to replace that carpet in there for me, and that is when they also did Joe's carpet. So my room and Joe's room both have the same carpet in, and my parents very kindly paid for that because I just didn't want to put furniture in here if I knew that when I could afford it I would change the carpet. So we did it before anything else went in. So like I said in Joe's room's video, me and my mum had to strip the carpet on a Sunday because they were coming on the Monday, and it just saves them time if you've already ripped your old carpet up. And then she hoovered all the residue that it left as well, so it was just clean boarding. And then the guy who installed the carpets was done really quick. I think he did both rooms in about 45 minutes an hour, something like that. So I got this beautiful grey carpet. My mum did later vacuum again because there was like fluff on the floor from doing the carpet. So I had a beautiful new grey carpet. And then in the hallway, which looks so bare in this shot because this is the very first thing I ever did to the hallway, I put my Lizzie and Disney sign on the door. I would like one above the door as well, but I'm struggling to find one that I like. When I asked for suggestions on Instagram, people were giving me things that did not match what I said I wanted, so I'm not going to ask for any more suggestions. I'm just going to keep looking and then buy one when I see one that I like. So my Lizzie and Disney sign is now on my door. It used to be above my bed. I still use it for plush pictures, but it's just nice to have something there. There is a gap because me and Joe kind of agreed that I would put filming on if he's awake so that he doesn't come in the room, and I also put on meeting if I'm in a meeting at work so that he doesn't come in as well. So just like in Joe's room, we changed Joe's curtains, and it just so happened that the curtains that Joe had were the ones from in here, because just like with our bedroom, and if you didn't see our bedroom, I will leave a card up above, my parents bought us some Disney curtains, so there's Mickey Mouse in the bedroom and there's Winnie the Pooh in here. And then obviously, because there was this big walk-in wardrobe, this was going to be where all my clothes lived, and I'm very grateful for that because I don't know where they would have lived in our bedroom. There isn't really room for any more wardrobes, but maybe that's because we didn't need more wardrobes, so we've used the space otherwise. But for example, there wouldn't be as many Sullys on display if there was another wardrobe in there, so I'm very grateful for this walk-in wardrobe. So I had to empty my wardrobe at home, which is obviously the wardrobe that is in the hallway now. This took a lot of time because I decided to try on the things as I go to see if they actually still fit me, and if they didn't, I donated them to charity. And then bit by bit it migrated over to the house. I started with the spirit jerseys because I don't wear them that much, so they could just go in straight away, and they used to be in a drawer, so it freed up that drawer for when we were moving basically. I've also put a Mickey Mouse basket in there from Primark that is kind of like my donate basket. If I try something on and it doesn't fit anymore, or I just decide I don't like it anymore, I put it in that basket, and then every time they post an envelope through the door saying we're collecting clothes on this day, I just bag up what's in that basket. So after the carpets were in, I think I left them about a week to sit, but then we could go ahead and put the furniture in. So obviously at this time I was still only seeing Joe twice a week because the furniture hadn't been moved in, so we couldn't live there yet. So there were evenings when he would pick me up from my house, take us to our house, and we would build some furniture together. So we built the Long Billy, which is the one here that Winnie the Pooh is on an evening. I think it was a Friday night. And then I was at work one day when the Virgin man was coming to do the internet, so Joe had to stay there all day for me so that he could let him in. So he built the other Billies, the three that you see behind me, on his own and put them up. And then there was one more Billy coming from my bedroom at my mum and dad's that used to be next to my wardrobe. So once they were all up, I could go ahead and bring my Mickey memories over, bring my Mickey and Minnie Mouse the main attraction over, all of that fun stuff. I'm going in on the Mickeys now. And then the biggest challenge was where these three go into a corner, there is a big gap behind, and I obviously don't want anything to fall down there because then I would have to move all of these to get it. So I put my Mickey and Minnie D23 boxed plush there as it covers the majority of that gap. And then I was going to just put big plush either side, but I didn't like how it looked, so I got a little bit crafty. I got some cardboard that was from some flat pack we got from IKEA, and I put it underneath the D23 box, and it has covered the gap. So it does look a little bit messy when you're up close to it because you can see the cardboard, but I did what I needed to do so that plush don't fall down the back. And And then that meant I could put my Disney Cruise Line things in this corner here, and then next to that I've put all of my Duffy and Friends, so they all have pride of place in this room. And then I had this chair that I'm sitting on that originally held my Easter plush, because the plush sofa was currently being used as our actual sofa in our living room, and I just didn't want a year to go by without my Easter plush coming out, so I did put them on the chair. And then obviously after Easter I took them all off the chair, and then I got this really cute corner ladder shelf from B&M. It didn't cost very much. It was in their bathroom section because obviously it's quite a cute thing to put towels on and toiletries and stuff, but I looked at it and I thought, plush. So I originally put all of my big feet on there, and then I realised that I didn't really like the big feet being on there, so I changed it to some of my special Mickeys and also my Oswalds as well, just so that it's kind of like a very vintage, like Walt era kind of shelf, which is good because it is by a picture of Walt as well. And then where my new emails were going to get stored has changed quite a bit. So where that ladder shelf originally was my colourful drawers that were in my bedroom that held things like my medication, my sleep masks, things like that. I emptied that completely, and I thought each drawer would be a different thing, like one drawer shirts, one drawer trousers, one drawer shoes, that kind of thing. So that was behind the door where the ladder shelf was. And then I decided I would put it at the end of this bookcase here, so that the ladder shelf had somewhere to go. And at the time I bought that ladder shelf, I bought the other ladder shelf that was in the utility for a little bit. So then one day I decided that I was going to put the New Emo's storage drawers at the end of the bookcase on the other side by the wardrobe. And I did that because the ladder shelf from the utility was coming up to live here to house my big feet, and I think it's the best thing I ever did. The only unfortunate thing was where I moved my New Emo's trolley displaced all of my boxes of Wishables, Munchlings, Big Feet, Itty Bitties, all of that. So some are in the wardrobe, some are in our bedroom holding up some of the Loungefly, some are in Joe's room holding up Squishmallows, so they've all been moved somewhere where I can still get to them when I eventually bring you things like my Itty Bitty collection, my Tiny Big Feet collection, those kind of things. And then I wanted to put some artwork up, so to the side of all of these bookshelves I've put my two gifted Thomas Kincaid, Cinderella Castle and Sleeping Beauty Castle canvases. I've also put my attractions pinboards here as well, which are continuing to grow. And then I got some little adhesive hooks to put on the top shelves of the bookcase so that I could hang my plush keyrings from Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea. And then I didn't get any footage of me putting my Walt artwork up, but it was going to be behind where the camera is, the other side of the door to the ladder shelf. But I woke up the next morning after doing it and they were all broken on the floor. They'd also broken the light switch, so my dad had to come and fix that, and it just meant that they definitely couldn't live there. The wall is too textured to take command strips, so I took the two Walt pictures out of their frames and I put them over there next to the attractions pinboards, which I could do now that all those boxes had gone, because the boxes had been piled so high that you wouldn't be able to see any artwork if you'd put it on the wall there. But now it's just the drawers of New Emo's storage. You can actually see that artwork now. And then I thought of a good way of putting my pins up, especially the Disney Cruise Line pins, so I bought some lanyards for 99 cents on the cruise we went on in May, and I've just put my Disney Cruise Line pins on there and then put them up with an adhesive hook next to the attractions pinboard. And then I got this really cute tray from Dunelm that just goes on this trolley that I use to keep all my filming stuff. It's where my tripod sits to make sure it's level, and yes, it was a little bit expensive for what I use it for, but I really love it because it's got a Walt quote on it. And then back to my old house, because the ladder shelf that used to have my Squishmallows on was going to live here for my Winnie the Pooh collection. So I put all of my Winnie the Pooh plushes on this because my office area of the room has Winnie the Pooh vibes. Like I said in Joe's rooms video, my desk is the white version of the black one that I used to own that is now Joe's. I built that myself while my mum was setting up our bed actually, and then she helped me put the shelf on because my black one didn't have the shelf attachment but the white one does, because I had a vision that that would be for my wall collection. So I've got some Winnie the Pooh stationery bits. I also got a mouse pad from Miniso. The monitor belongs to my workplace, so I only use it when I'm working from home. I don't use it with my Mac or anything. And then there was going to be a white bookcase next to that desk that had my favourite things on it, so I had to go and clear off the actual bookshelf that I wanted from my mum and dad's. And then on a Sunday afternoon, I think, I put my favourite shelf together, which is Robin Hood, Oliver and Company and the Aristocats, with a little bit of Rescuers in there. And then this was the biggest job, I think. Sorry for the shaky camera now, because Joe was holding the camera because I forgot my tripod, so it does kind of move with me, which my tripod wouldn't. I would have just put it far enough away that you could see everything, but I had to take down the Samsung wall at my mum and dad's. It completely filled the car, but we also took a bookcase with us. And then I had the really long job that I think took 2 days of putting the Sum Sum shelf back together. I was really grateful that Joe helped. I posted a reel of me doing this on Instagram and people commented that they loved that Joe helped. I think it's because he was so scared of me being on a ladder that he just thought it was best for him to do the ladder bits himself. So we got it done in about 2 days, and then underneath I started to put some things for my Walt collection, like my Walt pinboard. It is disappointing that the artwork can't go there, but some of it's in here and some of it's in the hallway now, so it hasn't been thrown away. And then I got a little new emos hack. I bought a hanging storage organiser from Primark and I hung it on with hooks and then put command strips behind the fabric to keep it stuck to the wall. And I've just gone and put my new emos in there. If you have their arms out, they won't fall into the bag. So they'll just kind of hover out of the bag, and I think they look really cute. I'm going to change them around every so often. And then that is everything that I did to the room, so I am almost ready to show you the before and after again. I'm just going to include this because while it did happen while I was editing this video and getting it out, it has been quite a big change to my room. So we bought a little chest of drawers to put in my wardrobe because the rail was just taking too much stuff. So I've got more clothes space on the floor now, which I'm so much happier with. I did hope it would be the shelves that came before this change, but the shelves will be coming soon, I'm sure, and I will probably do a video about it when it comes. But I would just like to do a really quick PSA. This room is almost always in a mess. Right now I'm looking at it and there's some Halloween things on the floor that need to be put out later today. There are shopping bags from my shopping trip yesterday that I just dumped on the floor. There are piles of washing that need to be put away. My work laptop is still out, even though that needs to be put in my work bag ready for tomorrow. So I spent a good 15-20 minutes tidying up this room before I filmed the after. And because I wanted you to believe that this room does get messy, I've actually filmed me cleaning it up because I don't want you to think that this room is always picture perfect. When I take pictures, I either completely clear out the room or I only take pictures of the bits that are tidy. So just so that you don't think that I've got my life fully together, this room is usually a mess and I did have to tidy it up before I showed you. So just to recap, this is the before. And this is the after. I realise now I never showed you me putting my wisdom pin flag on the door, but it was just an adhesive hook. I didn't really do much. I also didn't show me putting out my wall things. I've also filmed some little bits to just show you what I want done to this room. So quick disclaimer, like I always do, I'm not looking for any advice on how to fill the empty space in this room. I know exactly where I want things to go. So I've got some shelves next to my wardrobe. One is going to go above the wardrobe, one is going to go above the door frame, and then I'm also going to probably put something above the window as well, just to put really short plushes like wishables, munchlings, whatever I can fit there, just because I'm very aware that there's a lot of things I collect that are no longer on display. So my dad is going to be doing those, and I don't know whether I'll document the process. I might, but it depends on what my schedule looks like at the time. I also didn't show you that I've put my signed Taylor Swift CD in here, but I'm planning to have some really thin shelves above and underneath just to put things like my cassette tapes and my CDs, just kind of keep them all together and have kind of like a Taylor Swift shrine on that very thin bit of wall. So that is my office slash YouTube studio slash dressing room. I am really, really proud of it, and I saved it until last because I do strongly believe it's the best room in our house. Every time people come over, they are always in awe of it. They say it looks like a Disney store. I really love it. I am aware that I could probably show more plush if I didn't have them spaced out as evenly as I do. They could all be crammed in. But I'll be honest, no hate to anyone who does it because it's each to their own, but I wouldn't want to do it because it means that they would all get damaged. I don't think they'd look as good crammed together. I was very lucky that I got enough bookcases that it fit 12 in without having to squish them together. And obviously there's many more plush that I could display, but that is what my plush sofa in Joe's room is for. I could easily take these all down tomorrow and put in all of my other plush that I own, and I could probably squeeze them in, but I just don't like the look of that. But that is it from me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did, and comment down below what your favourite thing was about this room. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday for a new video. Bye friends!